Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo. I'm gonna try and make these actually really long this time. Maybe not this episode specifically because this is just like the tea house episode, and then I think chapter 2 starts at the end of this little section. That's probably where the end of the episode is gonna be, no matter how long it is. But after this one, um, the next few are hopefully gonna be longer form episodes. Um, I think. I don't know. I might still do it in like the day span, but I don't know how long those days are. I think they're longer in the second half. I'm not sure. We'll see. I said second half. I think there's 3 chapters. I'm not sure actually. When I played before, I actually got to chapter 2, and then played like a little bit of it, but I never finished the game. Um, so I don't actually know. But from what little I do know, I think there's 3 chapters. I'm not actually sure. Okay, now that that's out of the way. The sound of a chair falling over echoes throughout the empty room, and a head shoots up from inside the booth. Was it asleep? And welcome to Shanghai. Yuko, dressed as a pastel apron in a pastel apron and clutching a menu, rushes to greet us. Her mislined glasses and ruffled hair cast suspicion on her previous statement. Whether she was asleep or not isn't the first question that leaps into my mind. You work here now? What happened to the library? What? Lily? Sao? Welcome to Shanghai. She did not even acknowledge Hanako. Yuko, still waking up, jerks into a violent bow, dislodging her glasses in the process. My glasses. I can't see without my glasses. As I pick up her spectacles off the floor, Lily offers an explanation. Yuko works here part-time as well as in the library. It's one of the reasons we like to come here. Yuko takes her glasses from my hands, shakily puts them back on. Yeah, that's right. Thanks. Shall I show you to your table? There's no one here, so you could choose your table and order whatever you like, but there may be a delay, as well as I have to make it myself. It's alright, Yuko. Just a pot of black tea and a plate of sandwiches will be fine. Right, I'll get right on to that. Is that weird to, like, command someone who works at your school to make you food? I think that's a little weird. Yuko hurries off to the back of the cafe, leaving us standing at the entrance. She pushes the swinging half doors open before she realizes she hasn't seated us. I'm sorry. Please sit wherever you'd like. I'll be right back. Following her advice, I lead Lily to the nearest booth as Hanako follows. As I begin to sit next to Lily, I realize how appropriate this place is for Hanako. The high-backed booths totally separate you from the rest of the room, and it doesn't look like it gets all that many customers. All of the furnishings, from the cushions, from the benches, to the condiment holders, look dated, and aren't overly worn. I wonder if Lily deliberately selects places like this to take Hanako. She seems like the type that would go to lengths to cater to Hanako's unique predicament. So, Hisao, I didn't know you played chess. Well, not very well, but I do know how to play. That's kind of insulting if you beat her, isn't it? It's like, well, I'm not that good, but like, better than Hanako. I suppose the obvious question would be, who won? Lily's innocent smile makes me hesitate. I really don't want to look like I'm lording my victory over Hanako. Hisao did? Yeah, but not by much. Damn. Saying that out loud makes me feel like I've done something terrible. Well done, Hisao. You've accomplished something I've only ever failed at. Thanks. I haven't played in ages, so it's felt good to play again. Yes, it did. Hanako fidgets with her hair a little and looks away as she replies, but a small smile emerges. It's a little more extreme of a reaction than I expected, but still kind of cute in that Hanako kind of way. We have sorry, I don't know if you care, but I feel like every time I talk about my drink, I've got sparkling water. Fuck. I got like, is it sparkling water? It's like, yeah, it's sparkling water. But it's not like sparkling water. It's just like off-brand sparkling water. It's good. It tastes like Sprite. Okay. Throws me a little off guard, and only Yuko's cataclysmic re-entry shocks me back into the conversation. Are you alright there, Yuko? Do you need a hand? I'm fine. I have to do this properly. It's my job. Concentration plays across her face while she stares at the tray in her hands, as if simply looking at its contents will hold them in place. Sadly, this does not prove at all effective. The cups and saucers slowly dance around, occasionally clattering as they collide with one another. Taking great care, Yuko sets the tray onto the table, and only the subtlest of crashes. There, see? Well done. Thank you, Yuko. Yuko's head rockets downwards in her distinctive bow before answering. You're very welcome. Would you like to join us? There's something else I'd like to discuss about that recent order, if I may. Ah, that's right. Lily and Yuko were discussing a pile of books when I first met Hanako. Something about Lily helping with Braille? Ah, yes. We didn't get the chance to go through them, did we? Yuko hastily sits down. Sits down next to Hanako. Apparently, her dedication to this job only goes as far as her concentration. Once it's broken, she suddenly loses it. I'll be in the library to borrow after dude if you'd like to try again. That sounds perfect. I'll meet you there after classes. Lily? Oh dear, that's right. Tomorrow's Monday. How could I have forgotten? I'm starting to feel a little left out of the loop here. And again, that's to be expected. I've only been here for barely a week, so it's impossible to know everyone's schedule. Well, perhaps we could come to some other arrangement. Yuko, will you be in the library later in the week? Maybe, but this is already overdue. And there are some things that I need. This might be a problem. Lily ponders for a second before discovering the answer. I wonder, might we enlist the help of another, if need be? To do what? You lost me quite some time ago. Being volunteered for something without even having the slightest idea of what is going on really isn't my thing. Here I thought I had finally escaped the clutches of the student council and their repeated attempts to recruit me. Oh, of course. The other day I was helping Yuko sort the new Braille books in the library. But Hanako and I usually go shopping Monday afternoons. It's quieter that day than on weekends. Last week we couldn't go because I was busy with the festival. I managed to slip away later in the week, but Hanako couldn't make it. Well, since I can't read Braille, I'm assuming you need me to go shopping with Hanako. Correct. You were a great help to me the other day. I think I can handle that. Hanako, what do you think? If you wouldn't mind. Of course not. I'm still not familiar with all the stores in the area, so it sounds like a good idea. Okay. Now that we have that arranged, shall we have some tea? It's now that I realize our tea has been sitting idly by this whole time, getting no hotter. It's my fault. Let me pour that for you. Yuko reaches. Don't even attempt, woman. You're crazy. Sorry, the way I said woman there was a little fucking derogatory. I just went like, no. It was like, lady, stop. But it came out as like woman. Sorry. I didn't mean that. Yuko reaches out with shaking hands, but I intercept her. She looks like she's in no state to be handling hot liquids. It's alright. I've got it. Since you've already made the tea and sandwiches, you've fulfilled your waitress duties, right? I guess. Yuko relaxes a little, but still watches eagerly as I share out the assortment. Oh my god. Oh, that was a firework. I was like, did somebody just get shot? As I'm about to bite into a sandwich, a low, loud rumble can be heard along the flash of a light from outside. I take it the show has started. Only now looking outside, I realize the dusk has come and gone, leaving us in the peak of twilight. Sparkling tracers arc upwards, ready to explode in floral shapes of fireworks. Let's go watch. Oh, sorry, Lily. Please, don't miss a show on my account. From what I've heard, this isn't a bad location to watch them from. Oh, they're so cute. With the exception of Lily, we rush to the small... Where's he? What? We rush to the window of the small tea house to watch the show. A strobe of colored light plays across Hanako and Yuko's smiling faces, and for a second, I forgot to look out the window. In this totally new world, there are a few things that don't change. And that's why the school makes such a fuss over this festival. It's a chance to show the similarities between everyone. I always wonder, do you guys, like, think about where my mouse is? I'm, like, I move my mouse, like, a lot. Like, the sense is really low. Or really high, rather. So, like, I hit it a little bit, and it, like, goes across the whole screen. I wonder what you guys think about that sometimes. The show is over all too quickly. Fireworks are expensive, even for the most well-funded schools. Before we return to our teen sandwiches, Hanako turns to me. Thanks for today. She's so cute. And tomorrow. Aw, that's okay. I don't think that I could have faced those crowds either. Days like this, it's more relaxing to spend some time away from everyone. Don't you think? Yeah. Anyway, we've been delaying the tea for far too long now. Let's get back. Sure. We return to the booth and light our meal. An hour light meal, not light our meal cheese. That sounded impressive. Bigger than last year's, at least. Yeah, it was great. I've never seen them put on such a show. Gets better every year. I'm afraid, however, during that time, the tea has gone cold. Oh no, let me make some more. This is my fault. Calm down, Yuko. It's nobody's fault. I take a sip from my cup just to prove the point. This tea isn't too bad. Cool. Anyway, it's like an iced tea. That's kind of fucked up, isn't it? That's like not the point. Really? Yes, really. If you add a bit of sugar, it's quite nice. Are you sure? I'm positive. Now go, leave. You're being annoying. Now why don't you sit down? We'll finish this all together. Okay. Yuko doesn't seem convinced, but sits down regardless. Is she really the only person in this place? She carefully measures out about 5 teaspoons of sugar and adds them to her tea. I said a bit of sugar. I know, but I like my tea sweet anyway. Curiously, I peer into her cup. As expected, hardly any of the sugar dissolves in the cold liquid. She stirs it twice before upturning the cup and drinking the contents, sugar and all. A single mouthful. You're right, it's not bad. Good. I look back to Lily and Hanako, both of whom have finished their meal as I witnessed Yuko's personality in action. Not wanting to hold anyone up, I use her tactic and finish the remainder of my tea in a single swill. Well then, seems that we're all finished. Should we head back now, or do we want seconds? We barely got here, right? Yuko's expression shows that she is quite clearly not a good idea. I think that it would be best if we went back soon. We do have to get back before curfew, after all. Oh, that is a good point. I'll meet you tomorrow, Yuko. I'll be looking forward to it, Lily. Goodbye, everyone. Make our way out of the small tea house into the dark of night. Lily and Hanako once again take point, but under the cover of darkness, Hanako seems slightly less stressed than she did on the trip here. We move against the occasional group of people emptying the school grounds, but Hanako seems to lead us along a few minor roads, avoiding the bulk of the crowd. Outside the dorms, the school seems strangely quiet compared to the noise of the other day. Here's Rin's full painting. I don't think we got to see it. Well then, thank you both for today. I think I learned a lot. You're most welcome, but I'm afraid that I must be going. Today has been a long day. That's right, Lily spent all the day on her feet. I can imagine that walking outside of school would be pretty tiring for her. I felt a pang of guilt as I remember that I was probably the only one in the school that got up around 10 this morning. Sure thing. Well, I'll see you both tomorrow. Good night. Good night, Hisao. Night. The girls returned to their dorm, and I to mine. Actually, now that I consider it, today tired me out as well.